Chapter 4, Animal Kingdom. When you look around, you will observe different animals with different structures and form. As over a million species of animals have been described till now, the need for classification becomes all the more important. That classification also helps in assigning a systematic position to newly described species. Basis of classification. In spite of differences in structure and form of different animals, there are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to the arrangement of cell, body symmetry, nature of coelom, pattern of digestive, circulatory, or reproductive systems. These features are used as the basis of animal classification, and some of them are discussed here. Level of organization. Though all members of Animalia are multicellular, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cell. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregate. They exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor activities occur among the cell. In Ncert, the arrangement of cell is more complex. Here, the cell performing the same function are arranged into tissues. Hence, is called tissue level of organization. A still higher level of organization, organ level, is exhibited by members of Platyhelminthes and other higher phyla where tissue are grouped together to form organ, each specialized for a particular function. In animals like annelids, arthropods, molluscs, echinoderm, and chordate, organs have associated to form functional system, each system concerned with a specific psychological function. This pattern is called organ system level of organization. Organ system in different group of animal exhibit various pattern of complexities. For example, the digestive system in Platyhelminthes has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serve as both mouth and anus, and is called incomplete. A complete digestive system has two openings, mouth and anus. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two types: open type, closed type. Open type, in which the blood is pumped out of the heart and the cell and tissues are directly bathed in it, and closed type, in which the blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameters, arteries, veins, and capillaries. Symmetry. Animals can be characterized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical. Any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. Coelenterates, ctenophore, and echinoderm have this kind of body plan. Figure 4.1a. Animals like annelids, arthropoda, etc., where the body can be divided into identical left and right half in only one plane, exhibit bilateral symmetry. Figure 4.1b. Diploblastic and triploblastic organization. Animal in which the cells are arranged into two embryonic layers, an external ectoderm and internal endoderm, are called diploblastic animal. Example: coelenterates, an undifferentiated layer mesogalia is present in between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Figure 4.2a. Those animals in which the developing embryo has a third germinal layer, mesoderm, in between the ectoderm and endoderm are called triploblastic animal. Platyhelminthes to chordate. Figure 4.2b. Coelom. Presence or absence of a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important in classification. The body cavity, which is lined by mesoderm, is called coelom. Animal possessing coelom are called coelomate. Example: annelids, molluscus, arthropod, echinoderms, hemichordate, and chordate. Figure 4.3a. In some animal, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is presented as scattered pouches in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Such a body cavity is called pseudocoelom, and the animal possessing them are called pseudocoelomate. Example: Helminthes. Figure 4.3b. The animals in which the body cavity is absent are called acoelomate. Example: Platyhelminthes. Figure 4.3c. Segmentation. In some animal, the body is externally and internally divided into a segment with a serial repetition of at least some organ. For example, in earthworm, the body showed this pattern called metameric segmentation, and the phenomena is known as metamerism. Notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally dry rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development. In some animal with notochord are called chordate, and those animals which do not form this structure are called non-chordate. Example: Porifera to echinoderms. Classification of animals. The broad classification of Animalia based on common fundamental feature as mentioned in the preceding section in given in figure 4.4. Figure 4.4, broad classification of kingdom Animalia based on common fundamental feature. Kingdom: level of organization, symmetry, body cavity or coelom, phylum. Animal: multicellular, cellular level, tissue, organ system, cellular level, mostly asymmetrical, body cavity or coelom, acoelomate, phylum, porifera, tissue, organ system, radial and bilateral, radial, coelomate में ctenophora, coelenterata, nidaria, bilateral without body cavity, acoelomate, platyhelminthes with false coelom, pseudocoelomate, helminthes with true coelom, coelomate, annelid, arthropoda, mollusca, echinodermata, hemichordata, chordata. Echinoderm exhibit radial or bilateral symmetry depending on the stage. The important characteristic feature of the different phyla are described. Phylum: Porifera. Members of this phylum are commonly known as sponges. They are generally marine and mostly asymmetric animal. Figure 44.5. These are primitive multicellular animal and have cellular level of organization. Sponges have a water transport or canal system. Water enters through minute pore ostia in the body wall into a central cavity sponge cell, from where it go out through the osculum. The pathway of water transport is useful in food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. Choanocyte or collar cell line the sponge cell and the canals. Digestion is intracellular. The body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicule or spongin fibers. However, sexes are not separate hermaphrodite. Example, egg and sperm are produced by the same individual. Sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation and sexually by formation of gamete. Fertilization is internal and development is indirect, having a larval stage which is in morphology distinct from the adult. Porifera. Example, Cycon, Scaphi, Spongula, freshwater sponge, and Euspongia, bath sponge, phylum Coelenterata, Cnidaria. There are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile, or free-swimming, radially symmetrical animal. Figure 4.6. The name Cnidaria is derived from the cnidoblast or cnidocyte, which contain the stinging capsule or nematocyte present on the tentacles and the body. Cnidoblasts are used for encourage defense and food for the capture of prey. Figure 4.7. Cnidarians exhibit tissue level of organization and are diploblastic. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening mouth on hypostome. Digestion is extracellular and intercellular. Some of the cnidarian example corals have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Cnidarian exhibit two basic body form called polyp and medusa. Figure 4.6. The former is a sessile and a cylindrical form like hydra, admesia, etc., whereas the latter is umbrella shaped and free swimming like aurelia or jellyfish. Those cnidarian which exist in both form exhibit alternation of generation metagenesis. Example, polyps produce medusa asexually and medusa form the polyp sexually. Example, obelia. Examples, Pycelia, Protogesis, man of war, Admesia, sea anemone, Panutula, sea fan, Georgiania, sea fan, and Mandrina, brain coral. Phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophora, commonly known as sea walnut or comb jellies, are exclusive marine, radially symmetrical, tuberoblastic organism with tissue level of organization. The body bear 8 external row of ciliated comb plate which help in locomotion. Figure 4.8. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Bioluminescence, the property of a living organism to emit light, is well marked in ctenophores. Sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. Fertilization is external with indirect development. Example, Pleurobrachia and Tenoplana. Phylum Platyhelminthes. They have dorso-ventrally flattened body, hence are called flatworm. Figure 4.9. They are mostly endoparasite found in animal including human beings. Flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and acoelomate animal with organ level of organization. Hook and sucker are present in the parasitic form. Some of them absorb nutrient from the host directly through their body surface. Specialized cells called flame cell help in osmoregulation and excitation. Sexes are not separate. Fertilization is internal and development is through many larval stages. Some member like planaria possess high regenerative capacity. Example, Tinea, tapeworm, fasciculi, liver pulque. Phylum Aschelhelminthes. The body of the Aschelhelminthes is circular in cross section, hence the name roundworm. Figure 4.10. They may be free living, aquatic, and terrestrial or parasitic in plant and animals. Roundworm have organ system level of body organization. There are bilateral, symmetrical, triploblastic, and pseudocoelomate animals. Alimentary canal is complete with a well developed muscular pharynx and excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pores. Sexes are separate, dioecious. Male and female are distinct. Often female are longer than male. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct. The young one resemble the adult or indirect. Example, Ascaris roundworm, Wucheria, flyworm, and Cyclostoma, hookworm. Phylum Annelida. They may be aquatic, marine and freshwater or terrestrial, free living and sometimes parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of body, organization and bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic, metamerically segmented and coelomate animal. Their body surface is distinct marked out into segment or metamer and hence the phylum name Annelida, Latin annulus, little ring, figure 4.11. They possess longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelid like Nereus possess lateral appendages, parapodia, which help in swimming. A closed circulatory system is present. Nymphadia, singular nymphadium, help in osmoregulation and excitation. Neural system consists of paired ganglia, singular ganglion, connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. Nereus, an aquatic form, is dioecious, but earthworm and leeches are monoecious. Reproduction is sexual. Example, Nereus peritima, earthworm, and Hydrenia, blood-sucking leech. Phylum Orthopoda. This is the largest phylum of Animalia, which include insect. Over two-thirds of all named species on Earth are Orthopoda. Figure 14.12. They have organ system level of organization. They are bilateral, symmetrical, triploblastic, segmented, and coelomate animal. The body of arthropod is covered by cutaneous exoskeleton. The body consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. They have jointed appendages. Arthros joint poda appendages. Respiratory organ are gills, book, lungs, or tracheal system. Circulatory system is of open type. Sensory organ like antennas, eyes, compound, and simple. Tetocytes or balancing organ are present. Excitation takes place through Malpighian tubule. They are mostly dioecious. Fertilization is usually internal. They are mostly oviparous. Development may be direct or indirect. Example, economically important insect: apis, honeybee, bombyx, silkworm, rexifier, lac insect, vector, anopheles, culex, and aedes, mosquito, gagrus, pest, locusta, locust, living fossil, limulus, king crab. Phylum Mollusca. This is the second largest animal phylum. Figure 4.13. Molluscs are terrestrial or aquatic, marine or freshwater, having an organ system. Level of organization. They are bilateral, symmetrical, triploblastic, and coelomate. Animal body is covered by calcareous shell and is unsegmented with distinct head, muscular foot, and visceral hump. A soft and spongy layer of skin form a mantle over the visceral hump. The space between the hump and the mantle is called the mental cavity, in which feather-like gills are present. They have respiratory and excretory function. The anterior head region has sensory tentacle. The mouth contain a file-like resting organ or feeding called radula. They are usually dioecious and oviparous with indirect development. Example: Pelia, apple snail, Pinictada, Perial oyster, Sepia, cuttlefish, loligo, squid, octopus, devilfish, Apicelia, sea hare, Dentalium, tusk shell, and Catupleura, chiton. Phylum Echinodermata. These animals have an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicle and hence the name Echinodermata. Spiny bodied figure 4.14. All are marine with organ system. Level of organization. The adult echinoderms are radially symmetrical but larvae are bilateral symmetrical. They are triploblastic and coelomate animal. Digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower ventral side and anus on the upper dorsal side. The most distinct feature of echinoderms is the presence of water vascular system which help in locomotion, capture and transport of food and respiration. An excretory system is absent. These are separate. Reproduction is sexual. Fertilization is usually external. Development is indirect with free swimming larvae. Example: Asteraceous, starfish, echinus, sea urchin, Antidon, sea lily, Cucumeria, sea cucumber, and Opuria, brittle star. Phylum Hemichordata. Hemichordata was earlier considered as a subphylum under phylum Chordata, but now it is placed as a separate phylum under non-Chordata. Hemichordates have a rudimentary structure in the collar region called stomochord, a structure similar to notochord. This phylum consists of a small group of worm-like marine animal with organ system. Level of organization. They are bilateral, symmetrical, triploblastic, and coelomate animal. The body is cylindrical and is composed of an anterior proboscis, a collar, and a long trunk. Figure 4.15. Circulatory system is of open type. Respiration takes place through gills. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. Development is indirect. Example: Belonoglosssus and Sacoglosssus. Phylum Chordata. Animal belong to phylum Chordata are fundamentally characterized by the presence of a notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord, and paired pharyngly gill slit. Figure 4.16. These are bilateral, symmetrical, triploblastic coelomate with organ system. Level of organization. They possess a post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. Table 4.1 present a comparison of salient feature of chordate and non-chordates. Table 4.1. Chordate, non-chordate, chordate, notochord present, non-chordate, notochord absent. Central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single. Central nervous system is ventral, solid and double. Pharynx perforated by gill slits are absent. Heart is ventral, heart is dorsal if present. A postal anal part tail is present, a post-anal tail is absent. Phylum Chordata is divided into three subphylum: Urochordata or Tunicata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. Subphyla Urochordata and Cephalochordata are often referred to as protochordates. Figure 4.17 and are exclusive marine. In Urochordata, notochord is present only in larval tail, while in Cephalochordata it extends from head to tail region and is persistent throughout their life. Example: Urochordata, Ascidia sulfa, Dolelium, Cephalochordata, Branchiostoma, Amphoxius, or Lanceolate. The member of subphylum Vertebrata possess notochord during the embryonic period. The notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adult. Thus, all vertebrate are chordate, but all chordate are not vertebrate. Beside the basic chordate character, vertebrates have a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3, or 4 chamber, kidney for excitation and osmoregulation, and pair appendages which may be fine or limbs. The subphylum Vertebrata is further divided as follows: Vertebrata division: Agantha, Ganthastoma, Agantha Lecjo, Ganthastoma Beerjo, Agantha class first Cyclostoma, Ganthastoma superclasses Pisces, beer finds, Tetrapoda, beer limbs, class first Chondrocyte, second Osteocythus, classes first Amebia, 2 Reptilia, 3 Aves, 4 mammals. 4.2 11.1 Class Cyclostomata. All living members of the class Cyclostomata are ectoparasite. On some fishes, they have an elongated body bearing 6-15 pair of gill slits for respiration. Cyclostomes have a sucking and circulatory mouth without jaws. Figure 4.18. Their body is devoid of scale and paired spines. Cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. Circulation is of closed type. Cyclostomes are marine but migrate from spawning to freshwater. After spawning, within a few days they die. They larvae after metamorphosis return to the ocean. Example: Petromuzon lamprey and Myxin hagfish. Class Chondrocynthus 4.2 11.2. They are marine animal with a streamlined body and have cartilaginous endoskeleton. Figure 4.19. Mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout life. Gill slits are separate and without operculum. Gill cover. The skin is tough, containing minute plassoid scale. Teeth are modified plassoid scale with are backwardly directed. Their jaws are very powerful. These animals are presidious due to the absence of air bladder. They have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. Heart is two chamber, one atrium and one ventricle. Some of them have electric organ, example torpedo, and some possess poison string, example trigon. They are cold-blooded poikilothermous animal. They lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. Sexes are separate. In male pelvic queens bear clasper. They have internal fertilization and many of them are viviparous. Example Scaladian dogfish, Prestius sawfish, Carcadon great white shark, Trigon stingray. Class Osteocythus. It includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. Their body is streamlined, mouth is mostly terminal. Figure 4.20. They have four pair of gills which are covered by an operculum on each side. Skin is covered with a cycloid sternioid scale. Air bladder is present with regulate buoyancy. Heart is two chambered, one atria and one ventricle. They are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is usually external. They are mostly oviparous and development is direct. Example marine Exocytus, flying fish, hippocampus, seahorse, freshwater, lambu, rohu, catala, clarisis, mangue, aquarium, betta, biting fish, petrophyllum, angelfish. Class Amphibia. As the name indicates, Journal Amphibia dual biosis life. Amphibian can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitat. Figure 4.21. Most of them have two pair of limbs. Body is divisible into head and trunk. Tail may be present in some. The amphibian skin is moist without scales. The eye has have eyelids. A tympanum represent the ear. Alimentary canal, urinary and reproductive tract open into a common chamber called colca, which open to the exterior. Respiration is by gill, lungs, and through skin. The heart is three chamber, two atrium and one ventricle. These are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. They are oviparous and development is indirect. Example: buffalo, toad, rana frog, hyla tree frog, salamander, salamandra, ichthyophytus, limbless amphibia. Class Reptilia. 4.2 11.5. The class name refer to their creeping or crawling mode of locomotion. Latin repair or repetum to creep or crawl. They are mostly terrestrial animals and their body is covered by dry and confined skin, epidermal, scales or scutum. Figure 4.22. They do not have external ear openings. Taptenum represent ear. Limbs when present are two pair. Heart is usually three chambered but four chambered in crocodiles. Reptiles are poikilothermous. Snakes and lizards shed their scale as skin cast. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Example: Kikolon, turtle, testudo, tortoise, chameleon, tree lizard, calotis, garden lizard, crocodilus, crocodile, alligator, hemiodolysis, wall lizard, poisonous snakes, naja, cobra, bangerous crate, vipera, viper. Class Aves. 4.2 11.6. The characteristic feature of Aves birds are the presence of feather and most of them can fly except flightless bird. Example ostrich. They possesses beak. Figure 4.23. The forelimbs are modified into wings. The hind limbs generally have scales and are modified for walking, swimming, or clasping the tree branches. Skin is dry without gland except the oil gland at the base of the tail. Endoskeleton is fully ossified, bony, and the long bones are hollow with air cavity. Pneumatic. The digestive tract of birds has additional chamber. The crop and gizzard heart is completely four chambered. They are warm-blooded homeothermous animal. Example: they are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is by lungs, air sacs connected to lungs supplement respiration. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Example: corvus, crow, columba, pigeon, pisticula, parrot, istrico, ostrich, pavo, peacock, apintodites, penguin, naperon, vulture. Class Mammalia. They are found in a variety of habitat: polar ice cap, desert, mountains, forest, grassland, and dark caves. Some of them have adapted to fly or live in water. The most unique mammalian characteristic is the presence of milk producing gland, mammary gland, by which the young one are nourished. They have two pair of limbs adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming, or flying. Figure 4.24. The skin of mammals is unique in possessing hair, external ear or pinna are present. Different type of teeth are present in the jaw. Heart is four chambered. There are homeothermous respiration is by lungs. Sexes are separate and fertilization is internal. They are viviparous with few exception and development is direct. Example: oviparous, Ornithocythus, platypus, viviparous, macropus, kangaroo, pleuroparous, flying fox, camulus, camel, macaca, monkey, ratus, rat, canis, dog, felis, cat, elephas, elephant. Euphus, horse, Delphinus, common dolphin, Blenopatra, blue whale, Panther tigris, tiger, Panther leo, lion. The silent Disney feature of all phyla under animal kingdom is comprehensively given in the table 4.2. Table 4.2 silent feature of different phyla in the animal kingdom. Phylum, level of organization, symmetry, coelom, segmentation, digestive system, circulatory system, respiratory system, Disney picture. Porifera, cellular, various, absent, body with pores and canals in walls. Cilium trait, Nidaria, tissue, radial, absent, incomplete, nidoblast present. Ctenophora, tissue, radial, incomplete, combo plate for locomotion. Platyhelminthes, organ and organ system, bilateral, incomplete, flat body suckers. Aschelhelminthes, organ system, bilateral, pseudocoelomate, often worm-shaped, elongated. Annelida, organ system, bilateral, coelomate, present, body segmented, like rings. Orthopods, organ system, bilateral, coelomate, present, exoskeleton of cuticle joint appendages. Mollusca, organ system, bilateral, coelomate, present, external skeleton of shell usually present. Echinodermata, organ system, radial, coelomate, organ system, bilateral, coelomate, present, external skeleton of shell usually present. Echinodermata, organ system, radial, coelomate, present, water vascular system, radial symmetry. Hemichordata, organ system, bilateral, coelomate, present, worm-like with proboscis, collar and trunk. Chordata, organ system, bilateral, coelomate, present, notochord, dorsal, hollow nerve cord, gill slit with limbs or spines. Summary. Basic feature. The basic fundamental features such as level of organization, symmetry, cell organization, coelom, segmentation, notochord, etc. have enabled us to broadly classify the animal kingdom. Beside the fundamental feature, there are mainly other distinct characters which are specific for each phyla or class. Porifera, non-chordates. Porifera include multicellular animal which exhibit cellular level of organization and have characteristic flagellate guanocyte. The cilium trait have tentacle and bear nidoblast. They are mostly aquatic, sessile or free floating. The ctenophore are marine animal with comb plate. The platyhelminthes have flat body and exhibit bilateral symmetry. The parasitic form show distinct sucker and hook. Aschelhelminthes are pseudocoelomate and include parasitic as well as non-parasitic roundworms. Annelids are metamerically segmented animal with a true coelom. The orthopod are the most abundant group of animals characterized by the presence of jointed appendages. The molluscs have a soft body surrounded by an external calcareous shell. The body is covered with external skeleton made of chitin. The echinoderm possesses a spiny skin. Their most distinct feature is the presence of water vascular system. The hemichordata are a small group of worm-like marine animal. They have a cylindrical body with proboscis, collar, and trunk. Phylum Chordata include animal which possess a notochord either throughout or during early embryonic life. Other common feature observed in the chordates are the dorsal hollow nerve cord and paired pharyngeal gill slit. Some of the vertebrae do not possess jaws. Agantha, whereas most of them possess jaws. Gynthostoma. Agantha is represented by the class Cyclostomata. They are the most primitive chordate and are ectoparasite on fishes. Gynthostoma has two superclasses, Pisces and Tetrapoda. Classes Chondrocythus and Osteocythus bear fine for locomotion and are grouped under Pisces. The Chondrocythus are fishes with cartilaginous endoskeleton and are marine. Classes Amebia, Reptilia, Aves, and Mammalia have two pair of limbs and are thus grouped under Tetrapoda. The amphibians have adapted to live both on land and water. Reptiles are characterized by the presence of dry and corfied skin. Limbs are absent in snake, fishes, amphibian, and reptiles are poikilothermus, cold-blooded. Aves are warm-blooded animal with further feathers on their bodies and poorly modified into wings. For flying, hind limbs are adapted for walking, swimming, perching, or clasping. The unique feature of mammals are the presence of mammary gland and hair on the skin. They commonly exhibit viviparity.